trillion. It went up by 2. I'm going to get to that 2 trillion here in a minute. Then in 2026, we are projected to spend $22 trillion as consumers. That's roughly $60 trillion. That's more than the national deficit. So why the hell is the national deficit causing so many headaches for us? Why do we have so much poverty? Why do we have homeless veterans on our streets? A lot of questions here, man, you know. I hope that I sparked some curiosity in you. It seems that we have lost that. So that $2 trillion between 2024 and 2025, our expenditure went up $2 trillion fucking dollars. It just so happens that 42 million African Americans in the United States, that's the population, 42 million African Americans in the United States spend $2 trillion on average every fucking year. Had they had their own country, they would have the 13th richest economy in the United States. That's fucking phenomenal. So I got to thinking, is that why when I say this shit, it just seems to go over people's fucking heads, you know what I mean? And I just get this little twitch of, you know, just saying, you know, people are just really that fucking stupid in this country. But I don't like saying that. I truly don't, because I really like to be positive. I'm trying to build something here. I'm trying to get you guys to open your eyes and see something. So that $2 trillion that is spent yearly by the African American community, how does that fit in with the example I gave earlier of the 150 million people? It dawned to me. It's like, damn, if 42 million people on average can average a spendage of $2 trillion, how many times does 42 million fit into 150 million? And I came up with a fucking number. 3.5. 3.5 fucking times. So 42 million comes out to 3.5. So 3.5 times 2 trillion is 7 trillion fucking dollars. Do you understand what I'm getting at with this now? So that 4.4 trillion that Bernie is saying we can get from taxing the rich, as I said, I've been saying it for 2 years. I think we can do 3 to 6 trillion for ourselves if we consider our spending and redistribute the funds. I'm proving the point. That same $7 trillion, if you split that evenly amongst 150 million people, that is $46,666 for each person. If you split that $7 trillion amongst the population, which is roughly 350 million people, that is $20K for each person. Guess what? I've been saying for the last 2 years, we can generate 10 to 20 grand for ourselves tax-free. That's another thing. I'm going to get into that in a minute. I'll explain myself. 10 to 20. I've been just going on a whim here because I'm really not a fucking math guy if you haven't picked up on it yet. So yeah, 10 to 20 grand each tax-free. And people say, how the hell are you gonna make it tax-free? Come on, man. The collective, baby. We gotta put our heads together on this shit. Loans and donations, that would be the exchange of currency. You cannot tax loans and donations. The fucking filthy billionaires and these corporations don't pay taxes, and neither do the churches, and none of them do shit for us. And out of all 3 categories, when we include ourselves in this, we're the only ones that are fucking working. And yet we are the only ones without a fucking tax-free incentive in this country. But no, let's fight for a higher federal fucking minimum wage just to get into a higher tax bracket. I want to succeed individually and get a raise and leave others behind. There's no equality in that. It's the same fucking sick, vicious cycle, the fucking repetitive hamster wheel, man. We need to break out of that mindset of this individualism. We're in this shit together. We don't want to see it succeed together, but here we are suffering like some suckers all together, right? So again, we create the system that would allow us to spread the wealth amongst ourselves, and we do this shit tax-free. We end poverty and homelessness instantly. Within a year, man, not even, I'm giving it too much, but within a year, we're not going to recognize this country. So now, they just approved another 1.7 trillion. If this goes through the Senate, they're just going to make more fucking cuts. They're going to make shit even worse for us. The war's still going. That's going to make shit even worse for us. People are going fucking homeless. We need to keep people fed and roofs over their heads. Now, once we go through this project, that means you have monies to freely invest in other areas, like the IRA IRAs, mutual funds, and trust funds. That's how you build up your generational wealth. And guess what? Since they're gutting Social Security and the IR and the motherfucking 401k basically is non-existent, I just fucking showed you how to get your own individual fucking retirement. You are in charge of it. You put into it as much as you fucking want. And in the process of it all, you have an investment in your children's future. You don't have to worry about paying your fucking bills, or you're gonna put food on the fucking table. What other language do I have to say this shit in? So yeah, we create the system that will allow us to spread the wealth amongst ourselves, and we do this shit tax-free. Please share the content.